Luis Alvarez, the president of this and CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, is on the line, and he's going to tell us what's new in technology. Welcome back, Luis.
How are you doing today, Rebecca?
I'm doing great. I got a little tongue-tied there, but I don't know. I got to stop staying up late. That's not good for someone my age.
Well, it's not good for anybody unless you sleep late in the morning, which I know you don't. So
yeah, I don't get that luxury either. So it's go to bed early or no sleep at all. So I have a question for you. What's all this I hear about Microsoft trying to fix problems with this Windows 8?
Well, Microsoft released Windows 8 last year to great fanfare, but apparently not to great love. It hasn't been embraced as much as Microsoft had hoped. They built this operating system from the ground up to be cross-platform, which means that it would work on mobile phones, on tablets, and on desktops. And they've had quite a bit of success on the tablet and the mobile phone side of things, but on the desktop, people just have not liked Windows 8. And so
so what don't they like about it?
Well, Windows 8 was developed primarily with the idea of a touch screen. And like what you use on your mobile phone or a tablet, we're used to touching that. You're not really used to sitting at a desk with a keyboard and a mouse and touching the screen in front of you. And so the mouse functionality that we're more commonly used to on a desktop just doesn't work as well on Windows 8. And so they're going back to the drawing board a little bit. And they're coming out next month with an upgrade called Windows 8.1 that supposedly makes it a little bit more familiar to people that are used to Windows XP or Windows 7.
So what are some of the features of this Windows 8.1?
Well, for one thing, it returns the start button. If most Windows desktops, you're used to seeing that little start button at the lower left-hand side where you can click and pull up your programs. Mm-hmm. That disappeared in Windows 8, and it's coming back in Windows 8.1.
Louis? Hello?
Hello?
There we go. We lost you there for a couple of seconds. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
So, yeah, that's all right. Just go backwards again.
Well, so basically what I was saying is that it's going to make using the mouse and keyboard more user-friendly than Windows 8 does now. Mm-hmm. And that's going to make a huge impact and maybe get some people to move to Windows 8.1 rather than just sitting on Windows XP.
This is sounding a lot like, remember when Coke decided to get rid of Coke Classic and went to New Coke? I can't even remember what the new name of it was. And everyone rebelled. They didn't want the new stuff. They just said, what was wrong with the old stuff? This just brings up a philosophical question for me. Sometimes we like what we have.
Exactly.
We're fine with using what we have, and we don't want to upgrade, and we don't want new features, and we don't need those new features, but we're being forced to move to new software, new platform. Is there a point at which they just leave it alone? Because I'm having the same thing with Yahoo right now. I have Yahoo Classic Mail, and now they've put out all these warnings that, you're going to have to upgrade because we're going to discontinue service of certain types of Yahoo Mail.
Well, sometimes you have to upgrade because, the technology. But I think when it comes to things like operating systems, that's largely driven by the revenue cycle. They want to make more money. And the only way they can force you to move on is to buy a new one.
Boy, we have a weird phone line today, and we seem to be just going in and out. We have a great board op here who seems to be flipping dials and things like that. But, I look at him, and he reminds me of Captain Kirk. He's got this giant board, a bunch of screens. You would like this. You would like this setup. I, myself, find it intimidating.
I'm going to have to come visit you in the studio then someday.
You are. You're going to have to come down here. This looks like the Starship Enterprise. So just to go back to this, with these operating systems, your belief is that they keep coming out with 8.0, 8.1, 8.2. We know that this is going to continue on, and this is a matter of revenue. You know what? Here's a weird thought. If they said, listen, you could pay a little license fee every month, we'll charge you $5, $10, $15, but you won't have to upgrade, I'd pay that. I will supplement. Look, I will supplement their revenue stream if they don't make me change and don't give me something that sets me backwards. How's that?
That's funny. I will pay you to leave me alone. That's
Yes.
pretty good.
I will pay you to let me use my old system and leave me alone, and don't try to sell me any new operating systems or any new features. Don't disrupt my work. I am willing to pay you, kind of like the rackets, right? In downtown Italy, in New York City, where they'd come
Little
along.
protection money.
Little protection money. You opened up the cash register. I'm Italian, so let me say you open up the cash register, you pop a $20 bill to them, and nothing happens to your store.
I think I'll talk to Steve Ballmer about that.
Yeah, can you talk to Steve Ballmer and say, I'm willing to pay out of my cash register for protection?
I do understand your frustration, though. Sometimes you do these upgrades and you wonder, why did I go through all this trouble?
It's never as it appears. It reminds me of my early dating life. I always thought the date was going to be much better. Seriously, they promise the moon, and then you get the operating system, and it is a pain. You can't get printers to work. You can't, your mobile device won't tie in. It's so much more difficult than anybody realizes, and then it's never fulfilling.
It's more frustrating than most people think. That's for sure.
That's absolutely true. Okay, so how do these mobile devices affect these operating systems? Because people are doing more and more on their mobile devices. Nobody really cares about upgrading their desktops, do they?
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people think, a lot of industry pundits think that we may be seeing the last generation of new PCs as people move off. Using their PCs and go to tablets and smartphones more frequently and ask themselves, do I really need a PC anymore? And, I just like to be out and about and use my stuff. And a PC, ties me down. So there's a lot of emphasis now on the mobility aspect of the operating system, which is one of the things that Windows 8 does really well. But unfortunately, there's a whole bunch of other competitors out there. So Microsoft has his work cut out for that.
Absolutely. And I think that it was you that pointed out that just about every other operating system Microsoft puts out does well. Like one does poorly, one does well, one does poorly. Isn't that some pattern that they're into?
Yeah. There was Windows 95, nobody liked it. Then 98, people liked. Then, Vista, nobody liked. XP, people liked. 7, came out and people liked that. So maybe 8.1 will be the saving grace of the next generation.
So 8.1 will go well, but then 8.2, nobody buy it. Anybody listening to the program right now, the pattern has been set. Every other operating system is a disaster for Microsoft. So you heard it here from Luis Alvarez on the Costa Report. Now you've been forewarned, right? Isn't that your slogan? So, that is all the time we have for today, but I can't tell you how much I appreciate you stopping by again and bringing us up to date and giving us a warning.
Well, it's my pleasure. This is Luis Alvarez, letting you know that forewarned, it's forearmed when it comes to technology.